All right. Hello, my name is Hayden Bartlett, and welcome to the video cast of Box of Chocolates. Nice to have you today.
My name's Christina Campbell.
All right, Christina, do you want to start asking me the first set of questions?
Sure. On our session today of Q&A, I'll be asking you 9 questions. And the first question I would like to ask you, Hayden, as a college student, but more specifically as a student athlete, how do you recharge?
All right. Well, first I'd like to start off by saying that I recharge by taking naps. It's very important during the day for me to have some time to myself. I've grown up as an only child, so for me to step away from everybody and have like my own time to think about what's going on and um, figure out everything I have to do in the day, and then for me to set aside a time for a nap. It's great for myself. So that's how I like to recharge.
Okay. That's a great way to recharge. I love taking naps too, personally. Like, I feel like if I don't take at least a 2 hour nap during the day, I'm not going to survive. But of
Mhm.
course, I have a friend that's like pre-med biology. She's like, you're only supposed to take a 30-minute nap. Anything beyond that, you're going to sleep. And I'm like, it's a nap to me. I don't know who told you 30 minutes was a nap, but if I don't get at least an hour and a half, I'm
I mean, it's right.
crazy. So I take naps as well, but also I like to play like games like Candy Crush or Candy Soda. Like it relaxes me just not to think about school and other subjects. But that's kind of what I do to recharge, and I eat food. That's it, love food. So like those are just some of the things that I do to recharge.
I like those things as well.
So as a student athlete, what does winning mean to you? Or what is your definition of winning?
All right, that's a great question. Well, I'd have to say that there's been a lot of times in my life where I've won a lot of things and I've lost a lot of things. And for me, winning, not only being a student athlete is winning games, but to me, winning is when you lay down at night and you're ending your day. Winning to me is knowing that everything's okay and that everything's going to be okay. And that's what winning kind of means to me. Like, if you're happy with where you are and are happy with what's going on, or you know that you can fix the situation, that's what winning is to me. Not necessarily winning a game or winning a contest. It's more like winning at life, I would kind of say. So, what about you, as like being a non-athlete in college? What does winning mean to you?
Winning to me, I don't ever think I actually win anything. I don't actually have a definition for winning because I guess I'm not competitive, but I would look at winning as another term for being successful and when do I succeed. And that's what I guess from an athletic point perspective, that's what winning is to y'all when y'all succeed at winning a game or doing the best you can to come out on top. But as just a student, winning in my terms is just being able to get an A on a test or being able to make it to my 8 o'clock class in the morning. I'm winning if I can go to my 8 o'clock class in the morning, and like just being able to do what I can the best I can to the best of my abilities and succeeding in life. Just being me. That's my definition of winning.
That's awesome. I think that's really important too, to like set goals because you don't have that competitiveness every day going on in your life. So if you set goals and can be successful, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, because like for example, right now in my personal finance class, we're doing a stock market simulation game, and my
Mhm.
goal with my team is to come on top. So
Right.
right now, the stocks are fluctuating, but it's okay. I will succeed by the end of the semester. I will be number one.
Yeah.
Rar. Go Lions. So the next question I would like to ask you is, what do you assume that you shouldn't assume?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Uh, I assume that everyone's always on your side, and you shouldn't assume that. There's always going to be people who aren't on your side. And so that's one thing I would say is that don't always assume that everyone's on your side. There's going to be people that want to fight, not necessarily fist fight you, but like want to fight you, like maybe emotionally or that type of thing. Don't always assume that everyone's on your side. What about you?
Well, for me, I'm very quick at assuming like just other people's feelings. Like I don't belong because I'm not an athlete, so it's kind of weird trying to fit in, trying to talk to people. So I automatically assume, oh, I can't talk to them or I don't belong with them because I'm not like them. And like just as a girl, I just automatically assume like if you see somebody that's cool, that dresses nice or that's super popular or maybe like they're like the top senior in their class within your major, you're like, man, I want to take pointers from them, but I don't think they'll take the time to even notice me. So I'm like really quick to like assume and downgrade myself, even when I shouldn't. But those are things that I assume that I shouldn't assume because in the end, everybody's not the same. Everybody has a different personality, and everybody's not gonna just brush you off like that. There are nice people. Not all athletes are jerks and bad people. Like, how some like baseball or like even like basketball players, they get reps for being jerks. But not everybody's like that. We have a bad trend in our society for stereotyping people. And it's not just color, it's just by actions alone we stereotype people. Like if you drive like say a Ferrari, oh, you're rich. That's it. No questions asked. Yep. But you don't know where they got the money from. Maybe they won the lottery or maybe it was donated as a gift. But that's just some things that I assume. Like I'll look at somebody and I'll be like, dang, I bet they're super popular, but I bet they would not give me the time of day. But I won't know till I actually ask them. And, like, that's just another thing about life. Like, we have to just stop being quick to judge other people and just go out there on a limb and see what happens. Like, if Jesus didn't do what he did, we wouldn't be here today. So, just have to have faith and believe it's all going to work out for my good. Yeah. So that's what I do, what I assume, when I shouldn't assume.
Well, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
What activity or hobby do you do that makes you feel strong?
Oh man. You're digging into my secret, Hayden. I want everybody to know my secret. God. So, during the day I'm a student, but at night I'm a spy. I'm kidding. No, what I do that makes me feel strong is like I like to sing.
Mhm.
But like when I just sing like a praise and worship song or like even the R&B song, depending on what mood I'm in, it makes me feel strong. Like a positive, encouraging, uplifting song. Like like
Why don't you belt us out of tune for us?
No, not gonna happen. But like Happy. That's a good uplifting song. I mean, I'm not gonna sing it for you, but the lyrics, clap along.
Right.
If you feel like a roof, without a roof, or I can't even remember the words right now. But he talks about being happy and not having any cares in the world. And on days I feel like that, I'll go around doing like the dance moves. Because if you have Just Dance 2015, Happy's on there.
Yeah.
I like Just Dance, but that's what I do that makes me feel strong. I like to sing, like it uplifts me, especially like when I'm having like bad days. Like I say I didn't do good in class, or maybe I made a mistake at work. I'll sing a worship song to myself or play one, and it just uplifts my spirit and makes me feel strong. And I'm like, I can do this. I can really do this. Yeah, that's what I do. But enough about what I do. What activity or hobby do you do that makes you feel strong?
Well, one activity that makes me feel strong physically is weightlifting. I know um, I'm one of the heaviest lifters on my softball team, so that definitely makes me feel strong. I'm not the fastest runner, but I am the strongest lifter on my team, so that's one thing that makes me feel strong physically. One thing that makes me feel strong emotionally and as a person is to give advice to my friends. I love doing that. I always feel like I have to be in control a lot, so I like them words of wisdom, I guess I could say. They always say that they want to write a little book about all the good quotes I've given them and words of advice. And so that's one thing that I feel like makes me strong on the inside is knowing that I can kind of help others and be like an ear to talk to, and then I can also help them with their problems.
That's really
So I guess that's physically and emotionally for me.
So you like to recharge by taking naps, something we both agree on, and eating food. You consider winning and succeeding, doing the best you can and achieving. Um, Assuming things, we have a lot to talk about there. I'm pretty sure everybody can agree on that. And you like to physically lift weights because you're top dog. I ain't got no muscles. You know, okay though, that's what I got a man for.
You have some muscles in your voice.
Yeah, but you also give great advice, and I believe that. I totally believe that. That's why your fiance is gonna marry you. You have questions. He's gonna be like, "Babe, what should I do?" Well, this is what I think. That's why I married you. See, you give such great advice. So, moving on to our next question. As a college student, and being that you're a senior, what have you learned that you've had to ignore?
I have to ignore things that people tell me a lot. Like, if I take everything literal that people tell me, then my life would just be a wreck. So there's some things that people tell me or situations that I've encountered that I just have to completely block out of my system and ignore it. I know that's a pretty literal answer, but that's exactly what comes to mind when I think about that. There's been situations or conversations, little comments here and there that I've heard, but you just have to ignore it, let it roll off your back, because if you're worried about every little thing that somebody says, you'll just wreck yourself, and it's not worth it at all, because in the end, who your true friends are is all that matters, not little petty things that other people have said. So that's one thing I've had to learn to ignore.
That is some really great advice because being that I'm a junior and being where we are right now in our school, a lot of people are gonna talk negative about us, thinking, we're not gonna succeed. But not just at our school, we have things just in our life. Like, say, if I was going to try out for track, which I never will because I can't run, but, you know, people will be like, oh, you can't do it. You have to train really hard. You'll never make it. You should just give up now. And one thing I have to ignore is negativity, because I just like to surround myself by positive people, which we kind of touched on in our last podcast. But, I have to learn to ignore negativity, and, there's so many negative people. There's a better word for them called haters around, and we just have to tune them out like the white background noise. Just put them in the background and not think about them, because there's so much more wonderful things to think about in life, like my tiara.
If you are the queen or the princess, you will have a lot of people talking about you, that's for sure.
I know. If I get voted for Miss Emmanuel, people are going to talk about me, whether I do good or whether I do bad. But
Right.
vote for me, 2016, Miss Emmanuel. I promise I'll do you guys great. We'll have a wonderful service project serving the homeless, and I'll get you guys free Zaxby's. Probably not, but hey.
So, since you're a junior, what do you still think that you need to learn in college? Or what do you think that you've learned that's made an impact on your life?
Um, oh Jesus, I don't. People like come to me for wisdom and advice, and I'm like, I don't know anything except what the Lord tells me, and like, I have so much to learn. Like, there's still so much that I don't know. Like, just like even when I'm in class, I'm learning stuff that I don't know, and I never ever want to get to a point in my life where I'm like, I know everything because I don't. Like, what do I need to learn? Isn't the question. It's when am I not learning? And the answer to that question is I should always be learning.
That's
Like
true.
every single day. Like Pastor Chris said, you should always be a student learner, always learning something new. And whether I'm talking to you, learning something new about you, or whether I'm taking a class about graphic design, I'm learning something new, or whether I'm taking a Bible class, learning about the historical background of the Bible in the biblical days, I'm constantly learning something new. And that all of that has an impact on my life. Every person I talk to, every interaction and encounter I have, it all helps me to become a better person because constantly I'm learning from my mistakes, learning from other people's experiences, and just learning in general from life. So,
Great.
what do I need to learn? I need to learn everything and as much information and wisdom that people are willing to instill in me. I'll take it in because somebody had to help your parents get where they are. So I never want to get to a point where I can't help someone else. So that's why I need to learn everything
Right.
and a little bit more.
That's
But
right.
what do you need to learn, or what have you learned as a senior, being coming up on graduation, like in life, and even with your marriage? Like, what are things, or your engagement? Sorry, what have you learned?
Um, One thing that I'm still constantly learning is how to say no. I know a lot of times people think that they can take on all these things, but I know I have a problem with telling everyone yes, and then I get myself bogged down. So one thing I'm still learning is how sometimes when your day is completely booked, you just have to tell some people no. And that's hard for me because I love being an outgoing person. I love to help people. Like I said, I love to give advice, but there comes a point where you have to step back and you have to say, Ari, I just don't have time for that. So that's one thing I've had to learn is to not take on so many things. I'm that person that volunteers for everything. If there's a sign on the bulletin board, I want to be a part of it. And so I've just had to take a step back and say, I don't have any time for that. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. And that's been hard for me. But one thing I'm learning that has a huge impact on my life is to be more involved with my family. I'm a very family-oriented person. My great grandmother, just got put into the hospice last night. So for me to not be there, it's really like killing me inside. And so like I'm trying to FaceTime them and try to connect with them every minute of the day. So I, I've learned this year to be a much more family-oriented person. I always have been, but I've grown with my family so much just over this last year. So that's one thing for myself that I'm very happy of. So
Wow, that's great. Wow, that's awesome. Like, sorry about your grandmother being in hospice. I know the Lord's gonna work it out, and the weekend will be here soon, so hopefully you'll get a chance to go see her. But just to go back to what you said, so being that you're a senior, would you admit that being overcommitted is a problem in life?
I know for myself it was, I'd say this I'd say last semester was the hardest for me. I committed to so many things last semester that I drained myself and I almost got into depression. There was a lot of things that I was doing, not bad things or anything like that. It all had to do with schoolwork, but it was so much on me, and it was like tugging on me. So I felt like all these things were draining. I was getting almost into depression. So I had to take a step back. I actually had to let go of a work study job just so I could say I don't have enough time in my day physically to complete all the tasks. And for me, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%. And if I can't give 100%, then I know I can't do it. And that's where I had to learn to say no, and that was hard for me. So I'd say, yeah, in circumstances it is bad to be overloaded, but in some people need to take on a lot of things too busy.
I understand. That's really good advice. Like I know me, I feel like I do too much, and my roommate
Mhm.
says I'm a workaholic, and I sleep too much because I work too much. But I don't necessarily feel like it drains me, but just like you, I have a problem saying no to people. It's so easy for me to say yes, but it's so hard for me to say no. Like, like I have two little sisters. Like, if they ask me to take them somewhere, I can be like, no, quick, because I don't want to do it. But, like if it's your friend or whatever, you don't want to be like, no, and then they talk bad about you or they think you're selfish or whatever. But that's just me personally. Like, it's just hard for me to say no. And I know I'm going to have to learn just to be like, no, I can't do this because physically I'm stretched to my limits and emotionally I just need me time and I can't do everything for you. I
Right.
mean, yes, I need to serve other people, but I have to take care of myself too.
Right.
And so,
Well, let me ask you
I,
another question. How has technology changed you, and how have you seen it change over the years?
Um, well, one example of how technology changes us is the fact that when we're in class, we pay more attention to our cell phone than we do the actual professor. And that's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either. But the way that things are going now in our generation, we're a technology oriented generation. Everything is like literally in the palm of our hand. Like I
Right.
can get Google Hangouts on my phone and our video chat from my phone and do everything from my phone now. I don't need this computer because literally the cell phone is a mini computer or even tablet. You can play games on it, write memos, video chat, and like it's so different. Like you're older than me, but like I remember like when we had VHSs and we
Mhm.
watched VHSs. Some people don't even know what VHS is. All they know is DVD. Like I remember when my parents, they still went out and bought CDs. Nobody buys CDs anymore. You can download songs online for $1 or less than $1 on some site. And letters, when I was in school, I used to have a friend, and we used to actually mail handwrite letters to each other.
Mhm.
Who needs to do that when you have Facebook and Messenger? And like communication has become so digitized and instant. Like the more sensitive and affectionate things that actually mean something like handwritten letters don't don't mean as much to us as they did back in the day. And so
Yeah.
those
I
are
know
just some
that
of the
for
things.
myself because I hosted a foreign exchange student my senior year of high school, and
Mhm.
technology has helped us stay connected. I mean, she's halfway around the world, and I can still talk to her every single day, and so that's one reason that I love technology. I know my grandparents say you're always on the cell phone, you don't pay attention to us, but like there is pros and cons to having it because it would be hard for us to stay such good of friends if we didn't have that opportunity.
I totally agree with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I love technology. Like, the fact that I can just text my mom and let her know I'm still alive, even though I haven't called her in a week, is wonderful.
Right.
And, like, I love the fact that I can share my life with other people and keep them posted on what I'm doing. Like, I have a family member at home. Like, I posted pictures from my mission trip, and even though she doesn't see me, like, she'll comment on my pictures and ask me how I'm doing. So
Right.
I totally agree. Technology is wonderful, but like everything, it has its pros and cons.
I
But
agree.
I think the pros probably outweigh the bad, because in the end, we're going to be driving cars that don't have wheels, and they're going to be run on some kind of like hyperjet fuel. So,
Our generation.
so hey, yeah. So,
So even though you are a junior, you've still been here for 3 years. So if you look back on your life experiences, what do you feel those around you could learn from you? I know there's a lot deep down in there.
dear freshmen, please go to class. Class is so important. Rule number 2, dear freshmen, please don't miss curfew. A fine is not worth it. Just be in your room. To everybody, stay away from negative people. They will just only bring you down. Exercise is good for you. I don't like doing it, but if you want to live a long life, exercise at least once or twice a week.
Some
And
good tips.
don't be afraid to ask people for help. I think a lot of times we take on the I can do it by myself approach to a lot of things in life. When if we look around, we have multiple resources and multiple people around us that are outstretching a hand to help us. And so just, you know, accept the helping hand that is extended to you,
Yeah.
because like it's hard, especially if you're used to doing everything on your own and you know you're gonna do it better. But rather than taking on stress and falling into depression or exhaustion, even ask for help, and not just with big things, with the small things, because we only have like a short time to live, and we don't need to spend it in a hospital. We need to spend it outside, running around on the quad, throwing frisbees, driving to the beach, just spending time with loved ones. So, another thing, I guess, which is my final thing as I look back, just taking the moments, not the breathtaking ones, but the ones that most people seem to forget. Like, this would be a breathtaking moment that most people would forget because it's not as significant, but the interaction that we have is important to me. Of course, to other people, they'll be like, it's just a class. But to me, I'll be like, I made a great connection with Hayden, my junior of her senior year, and I'm not going to forget that.
I
That
mean,
might
we would never have gotten to know each other so well if it wasn't for these type of projects. So
Yeah, so like it's those little moments that mean the most. And so to summarize, just taking the little moments. Like, you never know when you're gonna get those moments again. Like,
right.
just seeing the smile on your face, or even your classmate's face, or just seeing a rainbow. It's those little moments, or even a comment. Like, I saw a shooting star here, and I've never seen a shooting star, and I'm never gonna forget that. But like, it's just those little moments that most people just tend to forget, but they mean the most. So when you're like 70 years old and you're talking to your kids, I remember when I was at Emmanuel College, we didn't have no good food like y'all have now. You better remember them moments.
That's
but,
funny.
but yeah. So Hayden, as a senior and a fiance, as you look back over your experiences, what do you feel like people around you can learn from you based on your life thus far?
One thing I would really like for people to learn from me is just to laugh. I am always the one cracking jokes at practice in the game. I'm always trying to make people laugh. And I love to laugh. It's one of my favorite things to do is to like make people laugh. So if I could try and teach someone something, I would want to teach them how to just laugh at things. Like even if it's not funny, try and laugh it off or make a serious moment funny, and it'll help you get through some pretty tough situations. I mean, there's always a time to be serious and there's a time to laugh, but you have to figure out the difference. But um, yeah, that's one thing I would say is just to laugh. It's awesome.
All work and no play makes Jill or Jack a dull boy.
Right.
So I love to laugh. Like I have smile lines on my face because I smile too much and because I laugh too much. But it's okay though. Like it's a part of life. People just need to laugh and not be so serious. And that's a great
I
point.
agree.
That's a great
So who
point.
has poured into your life as a constant reminder when making decisions?
Ah, oh, Jesus.
To kind of wrap up this segment.
I'm gonna cry. Like for me, like I'm the oldest of three, and so like I didn't really have like a big sister around to teach me stuff. And so like when I was younger in like my middle school and elementary school, kind of high school years, my mom worked a lot, and my dad did too before he got prostate cancer. So like I didn't really have anybody there to like talk to or console or comfort me really to teach me certain things. Because my mom was busy and I couldn't really talk to my dad much because he was going through things. But like one person that came into my life through the church is my godmom. And like, oh my God, I love her so much. Like, she's taught me so much about life. And like, she's like a sister and like a mom all wrapped up in one. And like, you got me crying. Like, I can't, like, it's just like beyond words, like to have somebody in my life like that to pour into me. Like when I was going through like a really bad breakup, like she didn't leave me. She checked on me every single day and made sure I was okay, and taught me what to do the next time it should happen. And like she poured into my life with practical wisdom, but spiritual wisdom too. And so like she's besides my own mom, she's the only other person besides my mom that's like super duper close to my heart, and like I'd do anything for her because like she's bought me things. She's treated me like her own daughter, even though she has a daughter, and like it just kind of reminds me of Jesus' love, like that we're adopted into His family, and so to be treated in that way and not really know that much about me, but throughout the years we've grown that close. It means so much, and like
That's awesome that you have someone like that in your life. That's great.
yeah, she made me cry.
Do you have any other final questions for me?
Yes, Hayden. As we end our segment, why don't you tell us who's poured into your life and a constant reminder when you make decisions?
Well, I would say all four of my grandparents have had a very big influence on my life. My granddad, my granddaddy as I call him, he's always the one to think about others and take care of others, and he's always constantly in the outdoors, and I kind of get that side of me from him, and so I get that piece of that from him. And my nanny, she just loves everybody. She's always happy, and so I love being around her, and she makes me smile and laugh. She's so quirky. And then my mama, I get my honesty from my mama, and I love that from her. She's taught me so many life lessons. And my nanny and my mama have taught me how to be a good wife and a good mother, and that's one thing that's very important to me when I get out of school. My papa, he's where I get all my funniness from. He's hilarious, and he always makes me laugh. So yeah, definitely all four of them have made a huge impact on my life, and I look up to them. So I wouldn't trade my grandparents for the world. They're the greatest thing in my life. So, and they shadow right down to my parents. So, it's awesome having them around, and I can't wait for many more years with them. So, they're definitely a huge impact. I think about them a lot in every decision I make, whether it's a small one or a big one. I know that they're going to be there backing me up, and a little piece of them, all four of them, as to why I've made the decision. So that's who poured into me and makes me who I am. So
Like, let me just say this, and we'll get ready to close our segment. But like, grandparents are such a wonderful gift from God. Like, I don't really have grandparents like that, so you are completely blessed, and I know you treasure them. But make sure to instill that in your children that you are so blessed to have people that wise to care and love for you like that. And so that's really awesome, Hayden, to have those people pouring into your life and to have the love and respect that you have for them. That's a gift from God, truly. And I can totally see how you are the woman you are today through their influences, because you are great.
thank you. Yeah, I was the only child on both sides of my family until I was 12, and only have one cousin. So I have a really small family, and so yeah, we're all really close, and it's awesome. All right. Do you have any other remarks while we end our show?
Well, we talked about a lot on our show. We talked about being college students and like just some practical information. And it's all been really, really good. I can't recap on everything, but basically, it's just little life lessons here and there that we just wanted to give you guys today. And so, if you take anything away, please take it, share it with people. And my name is Christina, and this is my lovely partner, Hayden. And remember, this is Box of Chocolates, and you just never know.
Yep, that's right. And I'm Hayden Bartlett. I'm a senior here at Emmanuel College, and this is definitely Box of Chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get with us. Thanks for joining, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.
Oh, wait, I got to put my crown back on for all of you guys. It's gone? It's gone? Bam.
Bam.
Good night, my loyal subjects. Good
night, everyone.
Come back to Box of Chocolates. There will be more gifts and bestowing of wisdom. I might even knight you.
I got my cap on. I'm ready to graduate.
Singer.
Good night.
Good night.